I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk about, in hindsight now, what are some of the things that if we were leaving Australia and moving to Thailand tomorrow, what are some of the things we do differently? Probably the first thing that we do differently is that we would come here and rent a place for at least 3 months to get a feel for Chiang Mai, or a better feel for Chiang Mai, and certainly a better feel for the area that we're in, which is Doi Saket. We absolutely hit the jackpot with the location, and it was pure luck. It could have gone very, very wrong. But we came to Chiang Mai and we had a property that we needed to look at in Doi Saket, as well as other properties around Chiang Mai. And we fell in love with the property here and the location, and we fell in love with Doi Saket. And we're like, yep, this is for us. But what we should have done in hindsight is definitely come here and rented for 3 to 6 months to really get a feel for the place. Thankfully, it's worked out, but it could have been really, really bad for us. But in hindsight, yeah, without question, if we were going to do it again, we'd go rent there first, for sure. The other thing we'd definitely do differently is we would be here for the build. We've said it many times in previous videos that our work commitments in Australia at the time dictated that we had to be in Australia. We couldn't be here for the build. I came over here once, probably halfway through the build, to do an inspection. I don't know what I was looking at, but I came over here to do an inspection. Everything seemed all right, but that was it. But in hindsight, if I was to use a different builder for our next house, I would ensure that I was here daily for the build, for sure. Thankfully, our builder was excellent, and we were able to trust and put that faith in our builder. But probably cosmetic things we would change, some of the layout that we would change, some of the things that we should have added at the time, but because we weren't here, we didn't see it. So we didn't think about it. You know, you're so far away in Australia, looking at everything on a computer screen. We'd never designed a house before, trying to come up with the things that we'd think we would need. And there are some things we forgot, that if we were here and had maybe rented for 3 to 6 months and we're here for the build, we would have picked up on those things. Look, here's one example. When we locked in the builder, the plan was that we would build the pool 12 months later. The very last minute, we decided, no, we're going to do the pool now. We did what we thought was the obvious thing to do, go find a pool builder. We found a pool guy here in Chiang Mai, locked them in. Then we had to get the pool guy and the house builder to communicate, no problem. And then the pool was done. It wasn't until well after the house was finished, in talking to our builder, and I said to him, because I've seen some of his other houses since our house, and they're getting pools, and he's doing the pool. I said, why didn't you do our pool? Why didn't you build our pool? He said, well, at the time, he said, well, we did not know that he did pools. And he said, well, look, at the time, you came to us with a pool builder. He said, I didn't want to step on any toes, didn't want to upset anyone, typical Thailand way. And he said, we just ran with your builder, your pool guy, and we did it that way. And I said, look, I really wish I had known that you built pools, because our preference would have been that you did the whole thing for us, not having to deal with two different people and trying to get them to communicate and lock in schedules and so forth together. And then I was told that there would be a lit. A lit is when you say lit, I'm thinking this. On the pool here, stop the water from the deck flowing into the pool. We did not get a lit. We got this. Now I see quite a lot of Thai pools built like this, and they obviously have their reasons. But I think if we had been here during the build and we used the house builder to build the pool, communication would have been better, and the breakdown in communication wouldn't have happened, and we wouldn't have ended up with this. Look, it's not the end of the world, but we will do something on here to make it look nicer. I just assumed that the sandstone we were getting on top here, included in the price, also came with sandstone here. No, so it didn't. Again, a breakdown in communication. The sandstone's great, but it does stick out. There is an edge here, and that same edging also sticks out here. So we have a seat coming along the pool here, right? A beautiful seat that we can sit down, have a drink. But when you lean up against this wall here, there's an edge that comes out off the tile about that far, which is the sandstone. I don't know why the sandstone wasn't cut to be the perfect size of the side of the pool. Why is it sticking out this far on both sides? I don't know, again, a breakdown in communication. If we were here watching this being done, I would have said, hey, no, you need to cut that. It needs to be the same width as the side of the pool. And I could be completely wrong and talking out of my backside here. So if I'm wrong and there's a reason for all of this, there's a reason for this. If there's a reason the sandstone's sticking out on both sides, please let me know. Please let me know. Now, the infamous water feature, which I love. I love the water feature, but there's a little straight pipe comes out about this far out of the pool, straight up here. We've put the curve on it. We've had to use this green hose because it doesn't kink. Everything else we've tried to use kinks and stops the water flow. So as you can see, not very aesthetically pleasing. Did I get that word right? One of the things we changed is this deck came out about 1 meter off the wall. We changed to 2 meters. No problem. One thing we forgot to do, because we've extended the deck, we failed to extend the overhang, which means there's about a meter and a half here of no coverage during sun and rain. And the morning sun rises here and shines through light into our living area through here like it lasers in the morning and really heats up that area. So if we hadn't been here daily, maybe we would have been able to see that, and we would have in time been able to change the overhang to come out to the edge of the pool there. It probably needs to come out about another 1.5 meters. So we've looked at options. We've looked at our builder attaching an awning on that. It means there's poles now coming out of the side of the pool. I don't know if we want that. We've looked at getting, you know, those extendable blinds. You can get the extendable ones, but we were going to get, press button, you know, it comes out. They have them out the front of restaurants and so forth. The other thing is our front sliding gate is excellent. It's motorized, push button, no problems. But for some reason, it's about this much shorter than our wall. So you can see our wall. I can't remember exactly how high it is, but it's high. It's much taller than me. But the sliding gate's about this much shorter. So anyone walking past can look straight over the top of it. Our neighbours over there can look straight over the top of it. I'll put up some video of what that's like now. In my opinion, that needs to be extended up to be as high as the wall to offer that additional privacy. Looking at some of the houses that our builder's done since us, and the gate, the sliding gate, matches the top of the wall. So yeah, it's something that we would have done. Our builder put this tree in. It's never taken off. That tree's been in there maybe, I don't know, 10, 11 months. It's yellow. It's supposed to be dark, thick and dark green. We've done everything. We've done everything that we can think of to try and get it to coat, to bloom, to blossom, whatever you want to call it. It's just never taken off. It's coming out, and I think the general consensus between Fon and I is we're just going to lay that with grass. It's all grass there now, and I'll put some video up of what that looks like now. The other thing, if we had been here during the build, maybe we would have noticed that there's no privacy from that house looking down onto our pool. And similar issue with the gate, as we mentioned, the sliding gate at the front. So both the sliding gate needs about this much more height on it, and I believe that wall needs about the same sort of height. I know at Home Pro you can get, what would you call them? Wall extensions. Very easy. I think they come in 2 meter sheets with side support beams. Bolt them into the top of the wall, and they go along all the way along the top of the wall. They're quite inexpensive. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if that's a conversation I need to have with my neighbour, that we're going to do that. Probably. This is the rear of their house. I don't think it'll really bother them. But I think we're going to do that, just some additional privacy there for the pool. The other thing we would have done differently is the motorbike. So we have a 2025, we bought a new 2025 model Honda Click 160. Fantastic bike. Now, really good bike with just me, or really good bike with just Fon. With the two of us on it, it's good. It's not great, in my opinion. It's a little uncomfortable with two people. I would have gone the next one up, which I think is the Honda PCX. Wheels are a bit wider, seats a bit wider, a bit more comfortable. Same engine, I think, still the 160, just a little bit bigger, a little bit more comfortable. We got that bike at a really good price, and we bought the bike from Bangkok and got it shipped up here. It was cheaper to buy it in Bangkok and get it shipped shipped it to Chiang Mai in the back of a van than it was to buy here locally. I think we saved, I want to say over 10,000 baht. But in hindsight, while it is a fantastic bike, I would have just gone that one up. Now, look, I'll probably upset a whole bunch of people who love the Honda Click, but that's just our opinion. I've been on the back of it a couple of times. I've had a couple of beverages, and Fon's had to ride at home, and I've been on the back. And, you know, the portly Aussie sitting on the back there, yeah, I found it quite uncomfortable, actually. So I would have gone a little bit bigger. One thing we noticed about Thai houses is a significant lack of storage internally. Now, we thought we did a good job of adding in storage. We have the kitchen cabinets. We have, I guess you'd call it a utility room where the washing machine is. It's a bit of a pantry, bit of a storage area for bits and pieces. In the main bedroom, we have the walk-in wardrobe. That's something we'll talk about later also. You know, the ensuite, we have the double sink, which means the double cupboards below. So we thought we did a decent job of storage. In hindsight, I would have added built-in cabinetry to bedroom 2 and bedroom 3 for sure. Outside of that, we did an okay job with storage internally. The one thing we forgot completely, and again, maybe if we were here for the build and we were looking at more houses, we would have added some external storage, some garden storage. Yeah, we don't have anything. Look, we have our pump house, our pump room, which is over there. It's got a little bit of space in it, but I'm conscious of storing metal things in there because it's a saltwater pool. And maybe I've got this thing in my brain, you shouldn't store metal things in there because they'll rust. Please tell me if that's wrong. If that's wrong and it's okay to store things like a whippersnipper in my pool pump room and it's not going to rust, let me know. I'm going to store that thing in there right now because right now the expensive Honda whippersnipper is stored in one of our spare bedrooms, along with a lot of our other gardening tools and gardening equipment. I can't. If I could get the lawnmower in there, I would, but it's in the carport, and we probably move it 5 times a day to move around and get things in and out. And it's really annoying. 2 or 3 videos ago, I videoed a house that our builder has just built just not far from us. And I think I commented they had 1, 2, 3 separate external storage facilities. I mean, one of them was their pool house, but it was huge. It had their water tank in there as well, had all the water filtration in there. Another one had their washing machine, but it was quite a large room. Another one was just pure outdoor storage where you could put things like bikes and lawnmowers and whippersnippers and all those bits and pieces. Whippersnipper is what we call in Australia. Some people call it a line trimmer or an edger, maybe. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. From a visa perspective, I think we've been all right. We've Fon pretty much handles a lot of that. She enjoys that stuff. Okay, enjoy is probably not the right word. She's very good at it. She's extremely organized. She's a accountant, and that's the accountant just being super organized and methodical with paperwork and so forth. That's all that coming out, you know. So does she want to do it for me? Probably not, but she knows it's not my strength. Paperwork, and she's really good at it. So yeah, she was all over that. We've not had any real issues. So I'm on the should get this right, Brad. Fun will be angry if I get this wrong because she's done all the work. Non-immigrant O visa linked to my marriage, so it's a 1-year visa. I still do the 90-day reporting, but it's a 1-year visa as opposed to a 90-day visa. So it gives me a bit more time between renewals, which is great. So we got a local builder to build these for us. Some built-in wardrobes here in our walk-in wardrobe off the main bedroom. Solid teak, really good quality stuff. The only problem is, over here, behind here, is a power point coming out of the wall. And when they came out to measure, we said, hey, there's a power point there. You need to cut, a spot in the cabinet so that the cabinet slides over the top of the power point, flush against the wall, and we can use a power point. Yeah, no worries, we've got the measurements. So a month or 2 goes past while they're making this. They finally go, all right, delivery day and installation day, and included in the cost was delivery and installation. Came here, forgot there's a power point. We haven't cut a hole. So right now, this here is not flush against the wall. It's probably sitting this far off the wall, right? Which means over here in the join, it's out, okay? So they said, no problem, we'll come back. That was November. We're now mid-January. We've not seen them. They're not from Chiang Mai, they're just out of Chiang Mai and Lamphun, is that how I say it? And they say, hey, when we get another job in Chiang Mai, we'll come and do it. But it's been nearly 3 months. How long do we wait? So Fon actually withheld 5,000 baht from payment at the time. So look, I'm gonna hold 5,000 baht, make sure you guys come back. They wanted it to be 3,000 baht. Fon's like, no, it's 5. I never know if these are called heliconia or bird of paradise. Some people say they're heliconia, so I say that on a video, and then I'll get comments going, no, this is bird of paradise. So I start calling them bird of paradise, and I go, no, they're heliconia. Whatever they are, I do like them, I love them. The only problem is, I have this very basic, very rudimentary garden edging that I threw together back in April from leftover bricks. And look, it works fine for now. Is it permanent? I don't know. I kind of like it. I like the sort of the aged, old, sort of not perfect look about it. The only problem with my heliconia / bird of paradise is this. They really do grow and they spread. So I'm constantly having to lift these bricks up, rip out the new growth, and lay back the bricks. So bit annoying. Now I've got these little things popping up everywhere in the grass because apparently these things grow that way. And there's one right here. There's another one here, right? And it just means that I'm constantly ripping them out of the ground. They look great, bit of a pain in the backside though because they spread. I don't think they'll cause any problems to the wall, but they just pop up everywhere. Heading out for some lunch, going for a walk. Sorry if this footage is a little bit bouncy. I'm using my phone. I would normally use my GoPro when I'm out moving, but I forgot it. One of the other things we would do differently, maybe, I've thought about this a million times, a bigger plot of land. We have 400 square meters right now, and I do wonder, should we have gone bigger? Now look, right now 400 square meters is quite manageable for us. It's a good size, but I do sometimes think we should have gone bigger. Now for us to go bigger and stay within the budget that we'd set for this house, we would have had to go out further than Doi Sikhet. So sometimes, we can be 30 minutes from the city right now. To go out further, another 20 minutes maybe, something like that, for maybe 800 square meters, and then to fit in our budget. So the luxury of having more land for us would come at the cost of being further away from the city than we already are. So I just don't know. Maybe later, maybe in another 10 years when being even further from the city doesn't bother us and having no neighbours becomes the most important thing. We're really lucky we have great neighbours right now. But who knows, maybe if we get a bit older, a bit grumpier, we don't want any neighbours. That's when we sell up, we move out, properly out into the sticks. Nice and relaxed and quiet. But for now, I think the dream is there of having more land. Maybe it's just not practical right now. Powers that be.